Monday Night Madness, for the first time ever, heads to Weedsport Speedway, the home of Dirt Car Northeast, as we are set to go for a fun one this evening. Another edition of the Coast to Coast Racing League. It's round 4 of Monday Night Madness in the unofficial kickoff to Super Dirt Week 51. We get set to go for Division Rebels, and the Rebels are brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. Well, we've got a good show around the corner here, around the 1/3 mile D-shaped oval, and we're in for a treat. So glad you could join us at the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Marty Scala above me, my two colleagues as always, Brandon Dittmer and Isaac Salas. Folks, first time here at Weedsport. What are we expecting for this evening?
Technical driving is going to be the way to the victory here tonight. I think whoever can hit their marks the best tonight is going to have probably the best chance of winning this race.
Brandon, what do you think coming on in?
Yeah, like Isaac said, very technical. One wrong move and you're around and you're doing 360 and hoping not to get hit by others. Very easy to hit the wall in 1 and 2. Very easy to hit the wall coming out of 4. You really got to be careful about that, and whoever does that the best is more than likely going to come out on top.
Well, let's talk about last week at Lima Land. We had some impressive races 1 week ago. In the Rebels, Isaac Salas took the win from Stephen Goldner, his first win on the season. And then in Renegades action, we saw a first-time winner in Jesse Bandy. Points are pretty tight, 3 races on into the season. But one guy we should talk about as we enter tonight, the driver 218, Kurt Schatzer. He is in very territory. He is a Rebel driver, and he is leading both the Rebels and Renegades points coming on in tonight. And he has some pretty good gaps, 14 on Brandon Templeton and 17 on Patrick Spangler. Brandon, how is this guy feeling coming on into tonight?
I mean, you got to be feeling great. It's very tough to lead 1 points division, let alone 2 on the same night. That's got to boost your confidence about 1,000,000 points.
Is he the one to watch out for here tonight, Isaac? Kurt finished on the podium both times last week, and Lima Land at sometimes can be a little bit similar to Weedsport.
I think you need to be watching him, especially as the points leader. I know it's early season, but most of these guys are focused, from week 1. And for him to be coming out of the gate this strong, I mean, that's a scary thought for all of those competitors.
Absolutely. Let's look at your point standings. Coming on in our points courtesy of our friends at Sim Racer Hub. Just waiting for everyone to get into the race here and for the driver's meeting to finish up. Kurt Schatzer, a 14-point advantage on Brandon Templeton. Templeton with the season opening win this year. Third place is Zach Chapman. He is, I believe if I got the math correctly, 23 points behind at the moment. At the rest of the field and how they look, 4th is Lance Ripka. He is behind 40 points. And then 5th spot is Kyle Sargent, looking to close in the gap here this evening. So as we take a look at practice speeds, Brandon Templeton currently the quickest at a 12.83. The Laker John Krupa is second with a 13.01. 13.02, Jake Musso. Kurt Schatzer 4th with a 13.13. Weedsport is actually going to be running tomorrow night. They've been known for, in the past few years, the official Super Dirt Week kickoff. They were not scheduled to race on Super Dirt Week this year. However, though, with Cavalcade Weekend raining out, and with some features still left to be run, like in the Empire Super Sprints and the Dirt Car 358s, it was decided by Weedsport officials, let's do a Cavalcade Take 2 tomorrow. So it's going to be the feature for 358s and ESS, I believe it is. And then also we've got a full card on hand for Dirt Car Sportsman activities, as well as New York 6A Micro Sprints and I gotta take a look. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know it's those 4 classes. 600 Micro Sprints, 358 Sportsman's, Empire Super Sprints. We are looking forward to it for sure. Take a look at Superman Kurt Schatzer. Of course, will be a threat here to watch out for. fourth quickest, the 13:13. Take it right on board with him while we were at it. And you can see here, Brandon, we were just watching him run the cushion. You know, when I've watched Weedsport races in real life, and this track is known for being really slick come feature time with not even a single cushion.
I mean, I can take over from Ren here. But yeah, man, it's crazy to watch, especially in real life, with how just the cushion almost gets to the wall and then it just disappears. And from what I've seen tonight, I think it's going to be something very, very similar. It's very slick already.
Well, we're set to go for heat race number 1. Heat 1 is brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. Quality racing bodies produced by Dan Chapman in the iRacing hotbed of Clarence, Iowa. Here's the starting lineup for heat race number 1. You see it on your screen. John Krupa, the Laker, on pole position, and next to him, it's the driver of car number 70. That is Mike Cranmer. Row 2, it's Gentleman Jack Hitt in the 217. Next to him, it's Kyle Sargent in car number 91. Row 3, Steve Maurer in the 888. Next to Brian Dickens in the 122. Row number 4, rounding out the field, it's Slide Job, Isaac Salas in the 5. And the Moose, Jake Musso, in car number 61. Isaac, best of luck in this heat race.
Thank you, brother.
As we'll go one more lap here before we go green. Steve King Foundation Pace truck commanding the field at bay. All right, so it's makeups for 358 and Empire Super Sprints, full cards for the Sportsman Classic and the New York 6A Micro Sprints, in case anyone's wondering. Krupa getting his nose out in front of Mike Cranmer as we're set to come to green. Heat 1 underway here at the port. Krupa gets away with a good start. 3 wide already for the second spot. And look at Kyle Sargent. The high side was what we were watching really closely. And Sargent gets it to work instantly. He's up to third at the end of lap 1. Contact between Salas and Musso. Everybody hangs on except for Steve Maurer, who is slideways. But a race for the lead here, Brandon. Here comes Jack Hitt.
Yeah, Jack Hitt's working that bottom really well, but you got to watch out for Sargent coming along the top. If you're smooth on the top, there's nothing going to be stopping you. They'll always hit the wall.
Absolutely not what he wanted to do, as Dickens now looks low for that third position. Here's a nice view in turn number 4 with the driver's X to the fence. Oh, look out! That's a bad one. Watch out there for our camera guy as Krupa and Dickens got together. Not what any of them wanted, but it's Jack Hitt that leads the field. Sargent second, Musso third, and Sargent in fourth. Let's take a quick look at what happened here on the Malcolm's replay here, Brandon.
Yeah, it looked like they just got 3 wide, and Krupa, I don't think, really expected him to be there, and a little evasive action took him down into Dickens, and unfortunately ruined both their races.
Krupa's parked where I'm normally parked whenever there's racing at Weedsport and I'm there. I'm in that exact same barrier area, so glad I'm up here tonight and not in turn 1. So 2 to go in heat 1. Sargent in the wall once again. Look at Jake Musso underneath. He started 8th. He is up to 2nd. Remember, the Moose clan knows this track very well. Actually met Jake at Weedsport when the World of Outlaws were in town, as we're on the white flag lap. Isaac Salas, quickest car on track at a 14:09, but through 3 and 4, the gentleman is on pole position. Hitt sees the checkers. He wins heat 1. Musso beats out Sargent for 2nd. Salas 4th. Dickens 5th. Mike Cranmer 6th. Steve Maurer 7th. John Krupa 8th. So a fun start to this one. Isaac, what'd you think about it?
That top is fast if you can run it, but like I could see Kyle kind of knocking down the wall a few times there. So it's fast, but it's treacherous. And that cushion in 3 and 4 is fun, man.
Ready for heat race number 2, brought to you by Langdon Mechanical, the official heating and air conditioning company of the Coast to Coast Racing League. On pole position, it's B-Temp, Brandon Templeton in car number 31. Next to him, it's Shaggy, Zach Chapman in car number 72. Row number 2, Joe Backus in the 46. Next to him, the New Hampshire Rocket, Aiden Young in car 69. Row 3, the Ripper, Lance Ripka on the 125. Next to him, it's Jim Bowie in car number 058. Rounding out the field, the mayor, Steve Bixler in 7th. Superman, Kurt Schatzer, your points leader, with the worst pill draw of everybody this evening.
He's going to get a little bit of help with Jim Bowie not gridding, but I don't think Jim Bowie is supposed to be in the Rebels. I do not believe he made the transfer spot in Raiders.
Remember, it's top 5 to move on, and as long as your IL is under 225.
I have a feeling Schatzer's just going to get up there on the cushion really quick, get around him, and then drive the bottom once he gets up to the front.
He is pretty good on the high side, I believe, as well, Isaac.
Yeah, actually, yes. I believe you are correct. I'm really wondering what we're going to see in a turn 1 here. I think some slider lines might be trying to get thrown, and it's treacherous around the bottom in 1.
We're about to find out what happens here in this heat. Winner starts outside of the front row. Speed Thompson, Shaggy, bring us to green. Heat 2 is green. Nice start for Templeton. Chapman in second. Aiden Young, the first driver, up on the outside. Zach Chapman tries to get it to work, arcing it into turn number 3. Puts his foot back on the loud pedal. Looks for the lead. Hits the wall. I don't think if he does that, Isaac, he takes the lead.
Yeah, I think you're completely right. That top has a lot of momentum if you can hit it right, and he just gassed it up just a little bit too quick.
Aiden Young out there. Upstairs. Backus tries to get up high, but Young is right there to his high side here, Brandon. Zach wants that lead.
Yeah, they're both working that top side really well, and they're both going to try to get some momentum out of 4, but you just got to be careful with that wall because you will drift up into it without a second thought.
So Chapman decides,
Zach in the wall.
Clip the Jersey barrier in turn number 1, and you can see that left front just briefly bend. Allows Young to go up on the top shelf to try and take away the second spot. Does he have it off the corner? The answer is yes. Now Backus wants to take away third, but he's got Schatzer underneath and he has to get on the binders.
Aiden in the wall as well.
New Hampshire Rocket drops down to the 5th position, but it's a 3-car, maybe 4-car race here for that 3rd position. Schatzer tries to pinch Young up into the wall. Doesn't work off in turn 2. Young hangs on to that 4th spot. Meanwhile, it's Templeton with a 1-second lead on Zach Chapman. As we've got 2 to go in Heat 2. Everyone's single file out. Chapman again in that Jersey barrier in turn 1, but he hangs on to it. But it's all Brandon Templeton here, Brandon, in this heat.
Yeah, and you're seeing the worst of both worlds here. Those people running at the top, they're nailing that wall in the middle of 1 and 2 where there's virtually no cushion. And then you saw Chapman multiple times getting into the inside Jersey barrier. You go one way, you're going to get the other, and it's unfortunate.
Absolutely. Templeton to the checkers wins the heat. Chapman 2nd, Backus 3rd, Young 4th, Schatzer 5th, Ripka 6th, Bixler 7th. Zach Chapman quickest lap of the race with a 14.15. Heats are in the books. We're going to the Oswegan Speedway warm-up, and with that, we will step aside and take a break. Stay with us right here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
How about the reverse for Lucy Olsen? She has her first point.
Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
Warm-ups are finished, and Brandon Templeton is the quickest on track, 14:22 for him. Folks want to share as well, and Joe Canellis actually gave a nice mention to it. And we have a big announcement coming up between the Rebels and the Renegades, so you do not want to miss out on that. We're ready to meet the field here for feature number 1 for the Rebels. Here's the catalytic recovery starting lineup. On the pole, it's Gentleman Jack Hit in the 217. Next to him, it's the 31 of B-Temps, Brandon Templeton. Row 2, the 61 of the Moose, Jake Musso. Next to him, the 72 of Shaggy, Zach Chapman. Row 3, the 91 of Kyle Sargent. Next to him, it's the 46 of Joe Backus. Row number 4, the 5 of Sly Job, Isaac Salas. And the 69 of the New Hampshire Rocket, Aiden Young. Rounding out the top 10, the 122 of Brian Dickens. And the 218 of Superman, Kurt Schatzer. Row 6, the 70 of Mike Cranmer. Next to him, it's the 125 of the Ripper, Lance Ripka. Row 7, the 888 of Steve Maurer. Next to him, it's the 75 of the Mayor, Steve Bixler. Row 8, and rounding out the field this evening in car number 5, the home of Super Dirt Week in Oswego, it's the Laker, John Krupa. Alrighty, Isaac, best of luck here.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm going to mute you, and while we're at it, let's go with some picks here. Brandon, who do you got?
You know what? It's gonna be a long. It's gonna be a long shot, but give me Schatzer from 10th.
All right. Not bad. I'm gonna go with. Give me the Moose. Jake Musso looked really good in that heat race, so give me the Moose here.
He did really good in the Raiders. Where did he end up? He ended up finishing 3rd in the Raiders. He's got some speed.
So ready to go, green flag racing here. Templeton and Hit set to bring us to green. We're ready for the Lucy Olson start. 30 laps around the port to kick off Super Dirt Week. Here we go. We're underway.
That's interesting.
Field makes their way into turn number 3. Jack Hit with the advantage. Templeton on the outside, but Jake Musso looks for that second position. Can he get it off at turn 4? He cannot. It's still a 3-car race for the lead. Musso with bite in turn 2 has to get on the binders as Jack Hit shuts the door on him. Brandon.
Yeah, and you're going to have to expect that early, getting that door slammed on you, everybody trying to get to that bottom. But look at Templeton trying to run around the top side. Musso gets a little loose. It's going to open the door for him.
Templeton back on the gas first, but may have gotten too much on the gas. Allows Musso to get a chance at second still here.
Templeton's running like that kind of entry middle slider, and it's really working for him.
Absolutely, but look at this 4-car race. Oh, Templeton and Musso touch. Here comes Chapman. He wants the 3rd spot. Kyle Sargent tries to make it a 3-man race for the bottom step of the podium. I will see if there's some bite off that 72, and it does. Zach Chapman hangs on to that 3rd spot, but we have a race for the lead. Here comes Jake Musso on Jack Hit, and the two nearly get together, Brandon. I think Musso can get him into turn 3.
Yeah, Musso shoved his nose in there. That's really what you got to do if you're going to want to make a pass here. And did he get at the line?
He did. I think he did. So
yes, he did. He got at the line.
Caution. And Templeton has crashed it. Oh, what a big wreck. He's upside down.
Holy buckets. Oh, he went. Ooh.
Let's show you what happened to the driver of the Hammer Down Racing 31. Catches Kyle Sargent. Oh, the steering broke head on and upside down he goes. Joe Backus also caught up in that. Let's ride on board with B-Temp.
That's interesting right there. I'm not really quite sure what happened there.
Yeah, saying that is from the rear end with Templeton. Let's go to Joe Backus, who was just behind all this. Oh, he got a touch. I think that was Dickens in the 122. So a couple drivers in the pits. We should get the one to green this time by. Hello as well. We want to say hello. He's watching right now on Slide Job Racing Network. But I got to say hello to our buddy Dean Reynolds. Currently in Oswego. Just got out of a car wash with the SDS truck. But having a great time in Oswego. Dean, if I see you tomorrow night at Weedsport, I'll see you. If not, I'll see you Wednesday at Oswego. I know you're going to be a busy guy, but I cannot wait for what's going to happen this week at the Clay Palace.
Dino and his car washes, man. He loves going through those things.
Hey, when you've got that season pass at Delta Sonic, you better be going for whatever you can. By the way, Delta Sonic, a car wash in our area. I don't think it's a nationwide chain. I think it's just a regional thing. So, all right, go ahead.
We just recently got a bunch of like Mr. car washes. They've popped up like 5 of them in the eastern Des Moines area this past 2 years.
Okay.
It's stupid.
Yeah, I haven't heard those. All right, coming to the Mission 22 restart. We'll watch for the Chapman Racing drone. Musso hit, Chapman, Sargent, that's the top 5. We are ready to come back to the green flag. Put 7 laps up on the boards, and there goes Musso. Hit is caught sleeping. Chapman looks for the second spot into turn 1. Can he get it? Nearly hits the Jersey barrier. Hit gets that contact with Sargent. They're both up in the wall. They both keep it straight, but Hit, if he ain't first, he's last.
Does Hit have some tire wheel damage? He's got quite a bit of damage on that right front there. That's going to make it difficult for the rest of his race.
Absolutely. It is going to be a long 22 laps for the driver of the 217, Kyle Sargent, looking on his right side. Sargent doesn't look as bad. Hit was the one that caught the wall, not Sargent. So Hit was pretty much a cushion to the driver of the 91. Battle for second breaks out. Zach Chapman, Isaac Salas on board with Salsa here, Brandon.
He's been going to work at that nice little slider line in 1 and 2. Let's see what he does here. Chapman goes to the top. He'll follow him along. Right up on that back bumper.
Here comes Brian Dickens in that 122. Tries out the slider line. He's starting for the 9th spot. He is up into P4. Salas, meanwhile, can he get the bite on the driver of the 72? That low line's been working well, and he got Chapman at the stripe, and they touched tires. Chapman didn't see that one coming, and Dickens moves to 3rd. The caution comes out. So Chapman gets a lifesaver, and the yellow and Chapman and Salas touch at the caution flag, and I don't think that was intentional. I think, they were just trying to slow up for the Steve King Foundation pace truck.
Cranmer and Maurer accidentally pile into Templeton there after everything was all said and done.
And the front wing is gone for the rest of this one for B-Town. A frustrating night for a Rebels contender who will have to use this one as a drop. Show you what happened. Clips the Jersey barrier, and in front of him is Aiden Young. And we hear John Krupa was also involved. He committed to the outside. The front wing, and oh yeah, you're right there with Mike Cranmer and Steve Maurer. That's a tough break.
Absolutely, and I wonder how much damage Krupa got from that, because it didn't really look like he made a lot of contact. He kind of neck coated through.
He's in the pits right now.
He's in the pits. All right.
This is from our pavilion cam where we have all the great concession stands at Weedsport.
And I think that was Templeton. Templeton already used his fast repair, I believe. So that's put him in a hard bind. Got our boy Isaac up there in 2nd.
All right, another double file restart here. 14 laps. Lap number 14 is what we'll work on when we come back to the green flag. Jake Musso, Isaac Salas, row 1. Zach Chapman, Brian Dickens, row 2. Kurt Schatzer, Aiden Young, row 3. Joe Backus, Kyle Sargent, row 4. Steve Bixler, Lance Ripka. That's the top 10. We're set to come back to the green flag. And another great jump from the Moose. Salas the second. And he tries another lane for the race lead. Now that's the advantage that Salas has, is he can search for options, and he is pretty much good all over this place. High side he's good, low side he's good. Musso shuts the door. The race is on for the lead off at 2 here, Brandon.
Yeah, and Isaac's got that pedal control that you really need, especially at a place like this. And for finding places all over this track, he is one of the best.
Halfway home, cross flags came up from Barney, 15 up and 15 down. I should call him Farney, in honor of our Weedsport and Super Dirt Car Series starter, Dave Farney. And so it's Salas, Chapman, Dickens, Schatzer the top 5. Dickens wants Chapman for 3rd, tries the slider line out, picks up some ground over Kurt Schatzer, but Schatzer reels him in with that draft on the back straight.
Yeah, Schatzer got a lot of help there from that last, or 2 restarts ago, and he got up to 5th, and fortunately he hasn't been able to do much since, but I think he's content with staying right there and maybe get the 0X. Ooh,
Here we go for the lead,
almost.
though. Salas and Jake Musso once again. He puts the bumper on the 61. I think we've got some Martinsville Morse code happening here, Brandon. And Salas that last time by, man, he tries to Chastain it and bangs the wall off for 4.
He was running it right off that cushion, and you're just going to carry a lot of speed into 4, and it's going to be hard to keep away from that wall.
Just lost a lot of time, but a 14:28 last time by. He is Hale Mellon in it for the race lead. He nearly got him at the start-finish line. Can he get him off in turn number 2? Nearly hits the wall. A perfect 1 and 2 for slide job, and the 5 goes to the point.
He hit 1 and 2 beautifully, and he's hitting 3 and 4 about as good as you can get, and whoo, he is gonna run away if he keeps doing this.
That was the best turns 1 and 2 I have seen anyone get. If you can get on the high side and not hit that wall, we'll show you here. If you can hit those angles like he did, just like that, a perfect corner.
Thing of beauty right there.
He is pulling away, race for 3rd, Brian Dickens. Trying to take some notes there and see if he can use that and get 3rd from Zach Chapman. He doesn't like 1 and 2 though, from the sounds of it. Leaders are working on some lap traffic. That's Mike Cranmer in the 70. 6 laps to go here at the port for Isaac Salas.
Running away with it. Almost a second lead on Mossau.
And here comes Zach Chapman on Musso for 2nd. Trying to take advantage of a lapped car as a pick. Chapman, can he get the 2nd spot at the line? Yes, he can with 5 laps remaining. Chapman nearly hits. Oh, and he goes around. Chapman goes around. The caution flag comes out.
Oh no, man.
That's gotta be frustrating for the 72. He had 2nd spot secured, and then he just couldn't get by Mike Cranmer. He was still in their way.
Yeah, and it was really difficult for Cranmer to kind of get out of their way. They were side by side behind him. You can't really pick a lane at that point. You just got to kind of stay in your lane and hopefully they get around you. Unfortunately, Zach Chapman just ended up on the sour end of that.
Yeah, he was already just briefly sideways as he right on board with Shaggy. Right there, and then whoever that was behind him, I think that was Dickens, came in and finished the job. So Musso gets a breather here as he gets to restart in 2nd, and I believe this coming restart will be single file.
Within 10 to go, I believe it should be, yes.
Hello to Chad Cote, the Goose watching in the chat. Loving the race. I think he was reacting to the pass for the lead that Isaac made. Nope, this was actually just now. He was reacting to the wild racing we had for 2nd. All right, coming to green this time by, and again, 3-lap shootout to determine the winner of the first race for the Rebels at Weedsport Speedway. Isaac Salas the leader, Jake Musso second, Brian Dickens third, Kurt Schatzer fourth, Joe Back is fifth. Salas, by the way, is currently your biggest mover of the race. He is up 6 spots to the lead.
I believe Schatzer is now up 6 spots as well, with a chance to improve.
Back to the green flag, 3 laps to go, 4 to go rather for Salas, and immediately holds serve, paces the field in turn number 1. Now let's see what Dickens can do for second here, Brandon.
Dickens is going to look for that opportunity and going to run that middle lane, kind of a Dean special right there. Slams the wall.
Big hit there as we stay green with 3 to go. Schatzer looks low though for the third position rather, on Dickens. He can't get it to work this time by the, oh, he's got steering issues. He could not steer in turn number 3, and he loses a plethora of spots with 2 to go.
Yeah, he's got a lot of
And
problems
he's
on that
wreck here.
machine. And
Oh, Chapman is
Oh.
hooked with the mayor. Everybody's still trying. Oh, Chapman. Holy moly, what a wreck, but we're on the white flag.
that's yep,
One
white
lap
flag.
to go for Salas. Down the back for the final time. He makes his way through 3 and 4. Musso tries something. Doesn't work. Salas goes back to back in the Rebels.
Atta boy, Salsa.
He's pumped up in the chat. I saw that fist pump there, Isaac. And he gets to park it. By the way, that's right. It's not Victory Lane here at Weedsport. We call it Victory Hill. Get up on that hill, Isaac.
Get up, Ed. Get
Oh,
up.
he needs a push.
Get up.
Somebody push him.
Come on, Isaac.
Somebody give him a push if you're watching it, for crying out loud.
Oh, no. Oh, man.
I think Jake heard us. Either that or no, they're just trying to have some fun. Is he going to try and push him up? I don't know. Yep, here we go. He's hearing us. Somebody heard. Nope, never mind. They're trying to readjust the podium shot. Wait a second. Come on, Kurt.
That's her.
Push him up.
That's her.
Push him up, Kurt. Push him up.
Come on, Kurt.
Come on, Kurt.
I think Isaac might blow his engine before he gets anywhere.
I think it's easier to do it in a 410. Oh. Wait a second. Is he gonna gas it? Oh!
Gone!
He got it! He got it!
Yeah!
There you go, Isaac. That a boy. Oh man, that may be the highlight of today. So, alrighty. Your top 3 pose for a photo. Kurt Schatzer, by the way, is the biggest mover, up 7 spots to finish in 3rd. So you take a look at the rest of the field. The heartbreak, without question, has to go to Zach Chapman, who had such a good run going. Brandon Templeton loses a lot of points to Kurt Schatzer. And so let's get to the interviews here and talk with Superman himself and Schatzer, the biggest mover of the race, and picks up 5 bonus points. Definitely important for you, Kurt, as the points leader coming on in. How much fun did you have, though, in the first trip to Weedsport?
Oh man, I was kind of excited all day about coming here to Weedsport. We don't get to run here too much in the sprint, so we were kind of excited to unload and see what Weedsport had to offer the sprints here.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, it was nerve-wracking trying to make my way up through from 10th there. The track was really narrow and very technical to get through 1 and 2 there, so I'm very fortunate to come away with where I did.
Was it tough on that long run?
No, I tell you what, I didn't want the yellows to come out. I just wanted to kind of get through this. My goal the whole time was just to get a 5th place finish and move on and go run the Renegades.
Who do you want to give shout outs to?
Well, I got to give a big shout out to Ty Showlock. I think that's how to say his name there, with M9 Performance. They came on board, hooked us up with a setup here last minute, so I got to give a huge shout out to them. I got to thank Jay with Dirt Track Bank and everything they do to help racers all around the country. I got to thank Got Your Six Racing Network, all the boys on Hammer Down Racing, Brandon Templeton, Brian Dickens, and Joe Halter And I feel bad there for Templeton. I think he got caught up, but I think he really had the car to beat from the start there. But all in all, it was a good run.
Alrighty. Well, we'll let you go. Great job tonight. Good luck in the Renegades.
Thank you, sir.
Alrighty, that's our third place finisher and Kurt Schatzer. Let's go to Jake Musa, our second place finisher here. Jake, a tough one for you there. You led early. What happened later on in the race?
I think I was just too scared to go to the top side. I know Isaac probably put those things on the dash and just let it hang out there, but I was too scared to go up there and ruin a great race. So I was like, yeah, I'm fine rolling the bottom. And for asphalt guy to do pretty good at dirt on a Monday night, I was happy with second place there for sure.
I mean, you know what this track is like, for crying out loud. You and I have met in person at this track a couple months ago.
Oh yeah, I mean, usually they do run the bottom, so that's why I was always down there and just carrying the speed down there. But just Isaac had the top side just railed, and I think my setup was a little too tight to run the top there, and it gets really loose on exit up top for me, so I wasn't gonna try to throw it away because I do that all the time. I throw good races away. That's my thing. So maybe I'm learning and just stuck to the bottom where I know I was good.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
All the boys at GCAM Racing. You guys for a great broadcast, or you, Marty. It's always fun watching. And Coast to Coast for a great league. And Kevin Fry did say shout out to the admin, so shout out Kevin Fry for the admin.
Alrighty. Well, we'll let you go. Great job tonight.
Thank you.
Alrighty, now we go to Victory Lane to talk with your winner and Isaac Salas. I'm going to try and pull this pass up for the lead because, man, that was wild.
I hope it looked as cool as it felt because I was on cloud 9 as I was doing it.
Oh, my goodness, man.
I think my heart rate was at like 180 beats per minute, though, I'll tell you.
We're watching this as you make your way off of turn number 4. Just walk us through turn 1 and 2 here on this high side. I mean, you look like you were about to hit the wall, but you were
every lap.
You found the sweet spot. You found the sweet spot.
Yeah, it was probably the most technical race I've ever done at Weedsport, just for the simple reason the amount of wheel spin I have on these, crazy compared to as a modified. But yeah, so I knew that I just needed to kind of just let her drift out towards the wall there, and just from all the experience I've had running there, I just kind of give or take knew where I need to be. And from there, there's a just beautiful piece of just tack, just straight tack up top, and it really set you up for like a really fast 3 and 4 if you could hit 3 and 4 right, and that was the lap, man.
When you took the lead, then we had the caution flag come out. Did you feel like that Musa was gonna try and see what you could do?
Yeah, absolutely. I was terrified. Like I said, it's super treacherous up there, and like, you know, we actually have heat cycles in the tires now, and it changes from run to run. So we had a long run there to a short run, and I was just really nervous about how tight my car was going to be trying to run that line, and yeah, luckily it worked out, and we actually hit our lines pretty well tonight.
Well, another good one for you, man. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Yeah, I mean, big shout out to Venom Racing. I know Butch has been watching here a lot lately, which has been awesome. Dean Super Dirt Car Series, I'm excited. I'm excited for the Super Dirt Car Series and just Super Dirt Week in general. I'm sad I can't be there. Magnum Race Designs, Got You 6 Racing Network, RSN Trackside. I think that's what it is, man. I keep using my RSN Trackside koozie, and every time I've won a race with it now. Everybody here in Coast to Coast, the admins, there's a lot of man hours that go into this to make this racing as fun as it is. Mission 22, everything that they do for our veterans. My Gramps with Top Notch Trucking. Thank you, boys, for the absolute awesome broadcast. It's still both fun and kind of wild to listen to you guys in my ear, and then just yeah, thanks to my friends and my family.
Well, great job tonight. You did a good job getting it up on Victory Hill because that looked tough too. So congrats.
Yeah, that was. I don't want to talk about it.
Congrats, man.
Thank you.
So Isaac Salas, your winner. With that being said, we will step aside. When we come back, it's Renegades action at the port. Stay with us in the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
For Lucy Olson, she has her first point.
Yeah, Lucy Olson, talented sophomore. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Coast Racing Network. We are getting set to go for Renegades competition at the Weedsport Speedway under the lights, as the Renegades are brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. Marty Sakala with you alongside Brandon Dittmer and Isaac Salas. Gentlemen, are we ready for the announcement?
Absolutely, as we're both racing.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to announce the next charity race of the Coast to Coast Racing League, happening October 17th to the 23rd, in conjunction with Got Your Six Racing Network Friday Night Lights. The Dirt Alliance presents the Flatline Racing Bodies World Finals. This will happen from October 17th to the 23rd at the dirt track at Charlotte. All proceeds benefit Team RWB. And to win, there is up to now. This money is different than it normally is. Roger, if you see this, please text me what that converts to. But it's cents 10,000. I would assume that is up to 1,000 to win. If not, then I'm guessing it's $10,000 to win. But 360 wing sprint cars, pro late models, 358 modifieds. It's from Tuesday the 17th to Monday the 23rd. You got qualifiers happening all from Tuesday to Thursday.
as well as a non-qualifier, actually Tuesday and Wednesday. Non-qualifier races happening Thursday and Friday. Saturday are the E through C mains. Sunday night are the B mains. And then Monday we have the World Finals 360s, Pro Late Models, and 358 Modifieds, all in that order. To register, any driver can race. If you are not a Dirt Alliance driver, whether it be Coast to Coast or Friday Night Lights driver, it's $20 for one class and $40 for all three classes. So pretty much, if you buy $40, that's two classes there. You're getting to race in a third class for free. So just saying. For the driver registration, if you are a part of one of the Dirt Alliance drivers, $15 for driver registration and $30 for all three. So this is a big deal here, gentlemen. You guys excited? I saw Isaac's fist pumping once again. He's pumped up.
Well, as someone that, not to brag, but as someone that did really well the last time we had a World Finals here, it was almost one of the most fun events that we've had, and just like the buzz from getting to also race with our Dirt Alliance in, Friday Night Lights is, you almost want to beat the guys in that league more than you want to just win the races, because you just want to just like have a little bit of like, yeah, okay. But I mean, but it's all for a good cause at the end of the day, just like all our charity events are. And man, I've loved every single one we've done so far since I've been here.
Let me pull this up here, and I will make sure this gets fit onto the screen so you guys can see at home. Guys, there it is on your screen. Brandon, your thoughts on this?
Sounds pretty interesting. I might sign up for it. I'm not the biggest fan of Pro Lates or the 358s, but I might give it a shot and see what I can do.
Okay, so I can confirm it's $100 to win. Okay, I'm sorry.
$100 to win?
Yeah, up to $100 to win.
Okay.
If you sweep all three classes, I believe that is, and/or the overall championship, that's still up for grabs. I am sorry. Roger's laughing at me right now, thinking that it was $10,000 to win. That would be fun, Roger. Come on, let's get some more sponsors in here so we can make it $10,000.
I was about to say we need a lot of sponsor money.
Be the richest iRacing race in history.
Oh, does that say 10,000 cents? Pennies to win?
Yes, 10,000 cents to $100. I had to make sure because I know in Canada they do it something different, so I think that was C10,000.
Oh, he's getting our hopes up for nothing.
Yeah, we're getting too pumped up here, so we're having fun right now. So
Do we know? Oh, it's at the dirt track in Charlotte. That's what I thought.
yes, it is at the dirt track at Charlotte. So
What a fun track to have it at too.
isn't it a fun track? It is always a fun track. So, all right, let's talk some Renegades here as we're in the final 5 minutes of practice here. 17 drivers currently is the car count, and main guy we're watching out for right now is Kurt Schatzer. Okay, it is 10,000 cents. Okay, just want to make sure, Roger. So, okay, so back to this. Kurt Schatzer, points leader, 17-point advantage on Patrick Spangler. Keep in mind, remember, we do have 2 drops a year, up to 2 drops a driver can have. And there is one driver returning. That's the return of Blake Chapman after missing out last week on Road to Pro. And by the way, look at this new scheme the salesman has. Took the Jesse Bandy road. He went from black to white. He won. Now he's going from purple to white. So, but how are we thinking? Blake Chapman, Weedsport, first time ever. Does he have a chance here tonight, guys?
Is that a question? I feel like any track you put him on, there's a chance there. I'm excited for this field here. There's quite a few guys I don't know that have had much experience racing on Weedsport before. In a sprint car, I should say that, in a sprint car.
Yes, modified completely different from racing a sprint car. Well, Brandon, looking at the charts here, Tyler Wilson currently leads, but you know, that Moose clan ran really well in the Rebels, specifically Jake Musso. And there's oh my goodness, Blake and Terry. But there's another guy I got my eye on here that could be really well, and he's also part of that what is it? The WKR team, not what WKR, the GKM team. That's what it is.
There you go.
That is Cody Graham. And that's the team that the Moose is on. Currently second quick in practice, Brandon. Is he an underdog in this one tonight, possibly?
Absolutely. Cody Graham all season long has been fast, and no matter what you put him in, he's like Kyle Larson. You put him in anything, and he'll be fast. And it's been impressive to watch. And if he gets something going here very quickly, he's going to be almost unstoppable.
Tyler Wilson currently quickest in practice, a 13:44 for him. And let's not count him out here, Isaac. He had his best season ever in Renegades competition last season with this new build. And with him being quick, I think like the smaller tracks kind of help him out.
Who are we talking about?
Tyler
I apologize.
Wilson.
Oh, Wilson? Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I think the fun thing is you know, getting to know some of these guys. I know that Wilson's finally getting to do a lot of his own stuff. And he's been putting in the work, man. So you've been able to start seeing him kind of progress as a builder, as a driver as well. And you know, just every week he ends up there. You know, he might not be winning them, but he's there. He's in the picture. You're talking about him. And to win championships, especially at this level with these guys, that's kind of where you need to be at.
Absolutely. Who else you got your eyes on here tonight, Brandon?
Oh boy.
Go down the list. Read them off.
I'll give you one.
No kidding.
I'll give you one right now. And let's go Jesse Bandy. A lot of hype on him after he won last week at Lima Land.
Yeah, you got a lot of confidence coming off your first Renegades win. That's gonna really help him out here. But you mentioned Bandy. I was looking down this list. I got my eyes on Chatham.
Gavin Chatham would be an interesting one. So we're ready to go
That's a
for
good one.
heat races. 18 drivers make up the car count, so we will have 3 heat races this evening. Our first heat race is brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. Here's the starting lineup. Oh, we drew pill number 1, ladies and gentlemen, the defending champion, the high side banger, Patrick Spangler, next to the 513 of the Brewington Beaston, Jeff Barker. Road 2, the flying fry of Kevin Fry, next to the salesman of Blake Chapman. Road 3, rounding out the field, the Moose, Joe Musso in that 63, and Shorty, John Short in the 51.
This is what we wait for all week. Getting to commentate some Renegades racing. That's all I'm here for.
Well, we've been waiting all week as well to see Spangler and Chapman battle in a heat race alone.
I know. Welcome back, boys.
So we're moments away from taking the green flag here. Again, everyone makes the show. Winner starts on pole position for our 35-lap feature.
I just got to see Blake's paint for the first time.
Isn't it
That thing
nice?
is gnarly. That's cool.
That is a pretty nice scheme.
Yes, it is, for sure. Alrighty, Spangler and Barker on the front row here. One guy knows this track, a lot of experience locally. The other guy, he's from PA, so he gets to see this in the game. Spangler and Barker, green flag is out for Heat 1. Ooh, Spangler hits the Jersey barrier, but he hangs on with a handful. Jeff Barker didn't get on the gas enough off of turn number 2 with how slick the track is already. Off for 4, Spangler leads lap 1. Here comes Chapman for the second spot. Can't get it to work here. Isaac, Barker hanging on for dear life on the salesman.
Yeah, absolutely. And that higher side, it is quick, but that bottom has so much grip right now that it's the preferred place to be here. We'll see if Blake can finish off this pass here in 1 and 2.
Nice bite off in
Eric-
turn 2, and it works out well.
Yeah, wheel to wheel, and then he's going to clear out of 3 and 4.
Barker thought about trying to go for the crossover, trying to get back on the gas first, shows his nose underneath, but it doesn't work. Brandon Chapman hangs on for right now.
Yeah, Chapman's running real good down the bottom, finding that tacky. Oop, almost got to his back bumper. But now he's working really well down there, but he's going to have to find something else to maybe try to get around Patrick if he gets up to him.
So halfway home in Heat 1, it's Spangler followed by Blake Chapman. The top 2, that's how they ended in the championship last year. Kevin Fry 4th, John Short 5th, Joe Musso in 6th. Best race on track. It's this 3-car race for 4th. Short wants Fry for the 4th position here, Isaac.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Shorty and Fry have been racing for this spot ever since the drop of the green here. They've banged wheels a couple times, running opposite lines, and I think that momentum is just going to... Oh, Kevin in the wall.
Bad.
Shorty goes underneath him.
Bad hit for the 21 on the inside jersey barrier. Short moves up to the 4th position. 1 lap to go here in heat race number 1, and it's still the high side banger. Patrick Spangler out in front. Blake Chapman was better by 100th last time by, but 100th, that's like playing for peanuts. Spangler wins heat 1. Chapman 2nd, Jeff Barker 3rd, John Short 4th, Kevin Fry 5th, Joe Musso 6th. I had to think about it for a moment, okay?
Peanuts, though, huh?
Yes, it is. Heat race number 2, brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. Here's how they line up. The Pink Panther, Jesse Atkinson, on pole position. Next to him, it's the 49. Last week's winner, the Bandyville Master, Jesse Bandy. Road 2, the Desert Demon, Terry Landis, the 161. Next to the 46 of Joe Backus. Row 3, rounding out the field, Ed Slide Job, Isaac Salas in the 5, and the 99 of Gavin Chatham. Alrighty, Isaac, best of luck in this heat race.
Appreciate it.
Alrighty. Brandon, who do you got your eyes on here?
I gotta pull back up the grid. I missed it. Bandy's starting on that outside pole. That's a dangerous combo.
Going to be very interesting to see what happens. I'd keep your eye out on as well for Terry Landis. He had a good start to the year earlier on. Now he starts from the 3rd position. Winner starts outside of row 1. Next to Patrick Spangler. Green flag is out for heat race number 2. Nice jump from Atkinson. Bandy, let's see if he can get a run on the outside for the race lead. Decides to crisscross on Atkinson after Atkinson got tight. The 2 bang wheels slightly. Atkinson leads lap number 1. No, big wreck for Landis.
Landis got in there really hard.
And somehow he kept the car straight. Now, I don't know how, but we've got a 3-car race meanwhile. For that 3rd position, Salas looks low on Backus. 3rd position here, Brandon.
Yeah, he's kind of working that bottom. He's trying to stay in that tacky. He's gonna get right up to his back bumper, lose a little bit as he slides off. He's got to be careful of that inside jersey barrier. It's taunting him.
Especially as well with all the yaw Backus has. Sliding so much down to that inside. The 2 could possibly make contact. Going into turn number 1, we'll see. But we got a race for the lead. Here comes Bandy on Atkinson for the top spot. Atkinson gets tight in turn number 2. This could open up the door for the Vanderbilt Master into turn number 3. Can the 49 take it off at turn number 4? The answer is not yet.
About as close as you can get at the line. 4 thousandths of a second.
Could be a good run in the basement. No yaw though from Bandy off at turn number 4. Advantage Jesse Atkinson with 2 to go in heat 2.
Jesse's got that momentum on the outside, but Bandy is not giving him any leeway.
Salas is closing in on both the top two drivers. Exit of the wall, and Salas in the wall pretty good. He's stuck up there, and that'll hinder his progress. Atkinson and Bandy still side by side down the back chute. Atkinson slams the door. That's just what he needs. Off of the corner, the Pink Panther wins heat race number 2. What a fun heat that was.
That was a great heat. Action-packed all the way around.
Isaac, what happened?
That wall don't have the cushion like it used to.
Alrighty, one more heat to go. This heat brought to you by Top Notch Trucking. Their trucking service is always top notch in Minot, North Dakota. Starting lineup for heat race number 3. Cody Graham on pole position. Next to him, it's the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer, and Car 83. Row number 2, it's the 7 of Bob DeGood. Next to him, it's the 218 of Superman, Kurt Schatzer. Row 3 on the inside, the return of the Goose, Chad Cote in the 11, and the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson in the 42. Alrighty, Brandon, good luck in this heat.
Thank you.
So heat race
In the
number 3, go ahead.
In the words of Dean, we got a purple race car starting on the front row.
Yes, we do.
Tell you how excited that is for him right there. Oh man.
Dean, if you're watching still, let us know what you think about that purple car.
Brandon's out here trying to do wheelies.
Hang on. Let's see one, Spider Monkey.
Yeah, try and go for it.
He can.
Don't go in the wall though.
Oh! Just gotta be careful. He doesn't want to hit that wall and damage his race car before the green.
Finally gets us a good draw. Hits the wall under face laps.
Draw. About time the Spider Monkey got a good draw.
Yeah.
By the way, I wonder what he thought of the Talladega Nights scheme Stuart Haas ran.
Oh man, those were awesome,
He's giving
dude.
a thumbs up. I just thought of him when it comes to that because of the I'm gonna come at you like a spider monkey. Alrighty, let's focus on this. Heat 3 is green. Nice start for Cody Graham. Gets in front of Brandon Dittmer. Cote tries to thread the needle for the 3rd spot. He makes his way through Tyler Wilson. Now let's see what he can do on Schatzer. We know the 218 very good up on the cushion. Contact with Dittmer. And the 83 is in the grass. I hate to say it, but if you ain't first, you're last.
Oh, that's brutal.
Underneath Wilson for 3rd again on Schatzer. It's still the 218 with the edge as they make their way into 1.
Yeah, and they're running both lines here through 1 and 2. We'll see if we can stay both through. Oh, it's 3 wide out of 4.
Nearly made contact there with Schatzer, and Schatzer had a big run on the 11 for that 2nd spot on board with Superman. Wilson, nice run underneath. Can't get it to work. Meanwhile, halfway home, and Cody Graham is gone. 1.3 second lead on the Goose. 3 wide on
3
4.
wide again.
Guys are giving it all for what it's worth. I think Wilson flipped the jersey mirror and he got too much gas off in turn 2, but it kind of worked out well, picking up some front bite off the corner. Nearly does a wheelie. The Macho Man takes away P3. Cote also up on the wall briefly. Wilson could take 2nd here at the white flag here, Isaac, but he slides up the track.
Yeah, he lost a lot of momentum through the slick of 3 and 4 here, and I think Cote just needs to run a good lap.
But still the GKM number 2, Cody Graham, out in front, making his way through 3 and 4. He starts from 3rd position this evening. Cote 2nd, Wilson 3rd, Schatzer 4th, DeGood 5th, and Dittmer 6th.
Oh my God, Dittmer.
What did he do?
Just right in the wall.
Let's see this. I gotta see this before we go to break.
Somebody call an ambulance. Oh my Lord.
All right, let's step aside, go to break. Osh Weekend Speedway Warm-Up Watch. Feature coming up next on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
How about the reverse for Lucy Olsen? She has her first point.
Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
Warm-up's complete. Jesse Bandy the quickest at a 14.2. We're set to go racing here at the Weedsport Speedway. Thanks for choosing to spend your Monday night with us. Let's meet the field of 18. Here is the Catalytic Recovery starting lineup. On the pole, the high side banger, Patrick Spangler in the 39. Next to him, it's the Pink Panther, Jesse Atkinson in the 127. Row 2, Cody Graham in the number 2, and the salesman Blake Chapman in the 20. Row 3, the Vandyville Master, Jesse Bandy in the 49. Next to the Goose, Chad Cote in car number 11. Row 4, it's the Brewer to Beats, Jeff Barker in the 513. Next to Backus, Joe Backus in the 46. Rounding out the top 10, the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson in the 42. Next to Shorty, John Short in the 51. Row 6, Gavin Chatham in car 99. Next to the 218, a Superman, Kurt Chatter. Row 7, the Flying Fry, Kevin Fry in the 5. Next to Slide Job, Isaac Salas in the 5. Row 8, Bob D. Good in the 7. And Joe Musso, the Moose, is in the 63. Rounding out the field, the Desert Demon, Terry Landis in the 161. And the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in car number 83. Gentlemen, before I let you guys off, your picks to win, Isaac.
Oh, Patrick, man. I think he's prepared to come back in with a vengeance.
Alrighty. Who do you got, Brandon?
Oh, give me Graham.
I like that pick. I like that. Give me the salesman, Blake Chapman, to get it done. Gentlemen, best of luck.
Thank you.
Set to go racing 35 laps around the port. Who's it going to be? How's it going to be done? There's always a favorite out there. Pick it ASAP. Spangler and Exon to bring us the Lucy Olsen start. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now, from coast to coast? Super Dirt Week 51 is finally here. It's time to go kick some rear end. It's showtime. Great start from Patrick Spangler in the 39. Chapman underneath for second on Atkinson. Lap number 1 up on the boards, led by the high side banger. Can Chapman get the bite he needs off of turn number 2? Atkinson hangs on high, wide in the end zone, down the back chute. Cote and Graham race for the 4th position. Contact, and he's sideways off the bumper of Jesse Bandy. Makes a nice save, hangs on to 5th. It's 3 by 3 behind him. Chapman does take away the 2nd spot after setting a 14.5 quickest lap of the feature so far. Another driver sideways. It's Cote once again, this time off for Jeff Barker. The Goose getting his money's worth in car number 11 on board with the Bruton Beast. As he looks low on Cote, Backus gives him a bumper off turn 4. Wilson has to check up. But look at this smorgasbord as the field makes their way through turns 1 and 2. Wilson low on the 46 in the race for the 8th position. And they touch Wilson sideways. Big check up Gavin Chatham, Kevin Fry, Joe Musso all caught up. The first Gambler yellow is out. At least 5 cars involved. The big one breaks out early at Weedsport on lap 6. Another look at what happened. We'll put this in real time and then put it in slow-mo for you here. You see the checkup Wilson has off of Backus. And Chatham comes in, nowhere to go. Down here comes Kevin Fry having to check up. There's the clip there. There's Joe Musso who goes airborne. Brandon Dittmer. Terry Landis. A lot of good cars in that one. Right on board with the Macho Man. Let's go to Joe Musso. I don't even think he hit the wall either. Wow, what a mess. Field is doubled up, set to come back to green next time by. Put 6 laps up on the board. Patrick Spangler, Blake Chapman, that's row 1. Jesse Exon and Cody Graham, row 2. Jesse Bandy, Chad Cote, row 3. Jeff Barker, Joe Backus, row 4. John Short, Kurt Schatzer round out the top 10. Watch the Mission 22 restart off the Chapman Racing drone. We're coming back to green. 6 laps complete. Spangler fires. Ooh, Atkinson, it's Chapman, but Spangler hits the Jersey barrier. Big check up further back. Chapman looks for the lead. Spangler hangs onto it for right now. Chapman took a peek upstairs. Can he get the drive off at 2? He cannot. Low side, that's the place to be at the moment for Patrick Spangler. First guy upstairs is Chad Cote, the Goose. Looks to hold off Bandy. For 5th, he's got it. Can he get 4th on Cody Graham? Nearly hits the tail tank. Not a lot of yaw in corner exit for the 49. Couldn't lose a spot to Kurt Schatzer. And now Cody Graham challenges Jesse Exton for the 3rd position. Exton shuts the door on the back chute. And he turns Jesse Exton around. Kulak Bandy, Kulak Schatzer, Kulak Salas. 2nd yellow is out. That was not pretty one bit. Here's a look.
touches Atkinson. And man, Bandy probably had the heaviest hit of everybody. Right over with the Pink Panther. Wrong angle there. I want Schatz in here. Try to go high, and yeah. Bandy with heavy hits there, and Superman nowhere to go. And then hit Solace at the aftermath as everyone was trying to let the pace car go by. Try this restart once again. 9 laps complete. Spangler and Chapman, row 1. Graham and Cote, row 2. Short and Backus, row 3. Solace and Barker, row 4. And it's the 99-42. Chatham and Wilson round out the top 10. We're back to green. Cote, 3rd spot on Graham. Does he have it off the corner? He does. He just has to try and secure it at the start-finish line. And which he does. Chapman and Spangler separated by a car length off turn number 2. Bad exit for Spangler. There's a southbound Chapman closing just a bit. He tries the diamond 3 and 4, but Spangler is still stuck on the bottom. His car is on rails with a low line. Chapman bounces off the wall for just a bit. Last time by, Chapman was better by 0.03 of a second. The gap currently a quarter of a second into turn 3. Nice exit for just a moment from the salesman. Now he follows Spangler. That's the advantage again that Chapman has. He can search for options. He knows he's got a better car than Spangler. He just wants to try and force the 39 to a mistake. We're under caution again. Kevin Fry and Jesse Atkinson. That is in turn number 3. Show you what happened. Fry nearly hit Solace first off. Something was going on with his race car. Contact with Landis sends him around. And Atkinson had to get on the binders and miss that one. Man. Solace got lucky there. And just did not see that touch from Terry Landis coming. And then here is the Pink Panther. Saw the wreck. That was probably the smart decision. Probably the only decision Atkinson had. Hard on the brakes as much as possible. Try and minimize damage. As you see Solace and Dittmer, half of the Booth boys. I should say 40% of the Booth boys. Here we come back to green. 14 laps complete. Top 2 hold serve. Top 4 hold serve. Short. 3 wide off the corner. Back is low. Chapman middle. And Short in 5th. Everybody hanging on for right now. Chapman wants the top spot on Spangler. Corner exit for the salesman. Spangler tries everything to get the bite. They're side by side. Spangler shuts the door. In turn 1, not sure if Chapman let him go off and do that. I know that situation, but now Short starts to close in on the 11 for 3rd. Chatham and Graham still wing to wing for the 5th spot. And Chatham takes it away. Chapman so good on corner exit. Spangler with the advantage on corner entry. But now Chapman as close as he's gotten to Patrick Spangler. At the line, it was Spangler. Can Chapman get the lead off in turn 2 here?
Spangler may have to play some defense here on Blake Chapman off for 4. It's tight here for the lead. New leader at the line, the salesman to the point. As we click off lap number 19, 16 laps to go. Only guy up high is Chapman here to the high side. Banger's line to his advantage. Cote third, Short fourth, and Chatham in fifth. And now Cote decides to see if he used the high side as an opportunity. But lost a lot of time, half second back on the 39. Now Spangler as high as he's been throughout the night. He'll try and see if he can run the top shelf. 14 laps to go. Cote, nice exit on him for the third position. 51 take it away, thinks about the slider, on board with them. Cote still hanging on to that spot. Good racing down the back. Tight off for 4. Coach Short got a little bit loose. That helps out Cote. Hang on. The bottom step of the podium. Chatham wants to take away the 4th spot. From 11th to the 4th spot, it's the 99. Currently your biggest mover of the race. 11 to go here at the port. And Blake Chapman has increased his lead. Biggest as it's been. 1.6 seconds on Patrick Spangler. He sees 10 laps remaining at Weedsport. Bobby Good, Jeff Barker, side by side for a spot in the top 10. The Good started 15th, he's in 10th. Salas wants to be a part of that battle as well. Now we go to the race for third. Where did Gavin Chatham come from? He passes Short for 4th, nearly got 3rd on the Goose. May try and close in this battle too. On board with the 99. What's the top speed into turn 1? 102 miles an hour. About down the back. 110. Seven laps remaining. Trying everything he can do. Graham starts to close on Short just a bit from 5th position. Last time by, though, Short was better by a half a tenth. This time for Cody, better by a full 10. Make that up. Nice back shoot for Chatham as he works the high side. Now the leaders start to work lap traffic. Here we go for that 3rd position. Chatham nearly hits the wheel of Cote as Chatham goes top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Through 3 and 4 for that 3rd position. Gets the drive on corner exit. Cote is sideways. Chatham to the 3 spot with 4 laps to go. 2-second lead meanwhile for Blake Chapman as he works past Jesse Atkinson. 3 laps to go. Missed last week to race in Road to Pro. And now looking for win 2 of the season. Nearly took the championship in Renegades away from the hands of Patrick Spangler. 1 position he lost it by despite winning it at Knoxville, but the caution flag is out with 2 to go. Now I'm not sure what the yellow's for. We now get word it's for Jesse Atkinson. And his night is done. This is gonna make things interesting. Atkinson got it off the wall up on 2 wheels and the car slowly up in the air it went and does a couple of sign winders. But now this race just changed everything. Chapman's 2-second lead is gone. Up off the fence the car went. Tumbles. Single file restart here as we have our first attempt at overtime. Now, as we like to mention, Chapman gets a freebie. Now, what does Spangler have? The driver of car number 20. Here we go. 2-lap shootout to settle things here. Chapman, Spangler on the field. Chapman goes as low as possible. We're back to green. Spangler barely taps the jersey barrier off at 2. Looks for quarter exit. Uses it for right now. Sends it in. Chapman shuts the door as they come off at turn 4. White flag is out. We're on the last lap. Bad entry for Patrick Spangler. Blake Chapman's off turn 2. The Crate Sim Racing, Galen's homegrown popcorn number 20, and a new paint scheme. About to see win 2 on the year. Blake Chapman wins to the 4th. Spangler 2nd, Chatham 3rd, Cote 4th, John Short 5th, and Joe Musso from 16th to 6th is your hard charger of the night. All right, Blake, put that thing up on Victory Hill. Let's see what you got. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Hey, Isaac, take notes. That's how you do it.
Yeah, must be. Yeah, okay.
Chatham doesn't know where to go. Oh, he's going to come up here on the podium. And there they go up on Victory Hill. As the fireworks go up, Chapman the winner, Spangler 2nd, Chatham 3rd, Cote 4th, John Short in 5th. Show you how the rest of the field looked from 11th to 18th. Hello, John Short. This came right out of nowhere. Probably pulling his Dean Reynolds impression. All right, just waiting on Chapman and Chatham to join us, and then we will begin with the proceedings. I see Chapman is in. While we are at it next week, we are at Lucas Oil Speedway. That'll be a fun one in the Show Me State, so you're not going to want to miss out on that. Here's Gavin Chatham, and we'll get things going with him. Gavin, a nice third-place finish for you, starting 11th to 3rd. Walk us through your day.
You know, we kind of got a cruddy draw in the heat race, which kind of set us behind. But that's the way it works. It's just unfortunate because I feel like we had something for Blake and Patrick, and it just took us too long to get to the front. But we did well in the heat race and learned some things, and just charged forward from there. Got caught up in a little mess earlier. Tyler, I think it was Tyler, spun out, and I tried to avoid him. I just couldn't. And then we kind of got stuck behind John and Cote for battling there side by side. They had a good battle going. There's not enough racetrack to go through them. Eventually they sorted it out, and I was able to get by him. And I was pretty excited actually about that late caution there. I thought maybe I could sneak past Patrick there. But those Patrick and Blake are both, they're smooth drivers. They're fast, and it's tough to beat them. And congrats to Blake and Patrick on great runs tonight.
That second groove looked like, and maybe you could explain more about this. If you can hit it well, get some nice drive on corner exit, you've got a chance to take a spot away, and that was what you did on Chad Cote.
You know what? Yeah, it's crazy. Ever since this update, that wing position means so much, and playing with it through the race and trying to figure out where it needs to be or not need to be. And I felt like I had it too far forward, so I started moving it back, and that's when we really started coming to life. And definitely when you're rolling the middle there, because you can drive the car in, let it sit, and then get a nice with the wing back. It helps keep the car planted, and you get a nice bite off the corner. And I think guys were trying too hard to grab that moisture on the bottom, which it's just they're turning the car too hard, which just caused them to get a little bit sideways. So we capitalized on a lot of that, which was good. But yeah, we found the middle, and it was good. I was hoping the top was going to be there at least a little bit, but it was gone. Basically, everything was gone. And that middle line was probably where you needed to be to win the race.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I just want to thank you guys or Marty, and you guys, everybody in the broadcast booth, for putting on an awesome broadcast. I want to thank Coast to Coast Racing for putting on an awesome league, and all the sponsors, everybody that helps out with this league and makes it able for us to come out and race. Big shout out and thank you for everyone involved. I want to thank Chatham Motorsports, Mike Schick Motorsports Design, Velocity Race Design, Northeast Outlaw Motorsports and Miller Time Motorsports. Thank you for all the sponsors and for all the help. And I want to thank all the fans who come out and watch tonight. I hope we put on a good battle for you. It was definitely exciting behind the seat, coming from the back to the front on a slick track like that. So I hope the fans enjoyed the show tonight. And I just want to thank my fans who come out and support each week and watch the races.
All right, man. We'll let you go. Great job tonight.
All right. Thanks, Marty. You guys have a good night.
You as well. Gavin Chatham, our third place finisher. Let's go to Patrick Spengler, our second place finisher here. Patrick, I was just talking with Gavin about the high set. If you can make it work, you could be able to take a spot away. How tough was that second groove for you here tonight? It looked like you were really committed to the bottom.
Yeah, I didn't want to believe that the slickest part of the track was the fast part of the track. I got really excited when Weedsport came on the schedule because we haven't raced here maybe even since in the past 2 years. Finally came on the track. I ran good in the Dobbs series a couple weeks ago. Real fast guys in there. But then we loaded in as the pre-gen, and usually we'll take away a line, and just didn't naturally run in because usually can have a top side and a bottom side that's the quickest, and they'll run side by side. But we ran 2-3 wide a couple weeks ago, but then Blake just cruised on by me in the slick, and I tried the top thinking that there was still some tackness up there, so let me try the top, and I wasn't gaining on Blake, so I just tried his middle, and I was turning lap time same as him then. So just frustrating that I didn't read that sooner.
What are the positives do you take away from tonight? Obviously, a great finish helps you out when it comes to the points.
Yeah, bashed the wall twice and somehow stayed at 0x, so that's the big positive, and only lost 3 points to Blake tonight. So kind of here escaping, let one go, starting on the pole. Don't always draw a number one in heat racing, so it stinks to let that one go, but solid second.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
You and Brandon for the awesome broadcast. Triangles Racing with Brandon and Tyler and Michael Birthday. Dad and Uncle Beckham watching. Dude XM Designs for the design on the car, and Roger run the league.
Alrighty. We'll let you go. Great job tonight. We'll talk to you next week.
Yep, sounds good. Have a good week.
You as well. Patrick Spengler, our second place finisher. To victory lane we go to talk with your winner. Blake Chapman gets it done. What a run for you, man, on that high side. Walk us through it.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised with how I got it done. I honestly expected to be down low the whole time. That's really what I built the setup for. I had quite a bit of gear in it, but I was keeping pace with Patrick there for about the first 15 laps, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna try something else here because I'm not gonna pass and run to the same line. And went to a line that was working for me a little bit in the warm up there at the very end, that slider line, and it was working. I just had to set the car in there, and it just drove really, really well. This car was just really, really fast, and glad I found that line before Patrick could move up and take it away from me.
Does it also help you out with the fact that, when you're running in the second position, you can try and search for options, and that you were creeping closer to him a couple hundredths at a time, knowing you had the faster car?
Yeah, absolutely. That was definitely key. I really wanted that heat race went over him, but I think it might have been a good thing that I ran runner up to him there in the heat race because he was just kind of a sitting duck. I mean, I would have thought the bottom was fast too. If I was in his shoes, I would have stuck it down there too. But yeah, fortunately for me, I was running behind him and I could start searching around and found some grip.
Next week, Lucas Oil. What's your outlook look like there?
Well, I'm not a huge fan of sprint cars on that track, but it's kind of similar to Weedsport. It's not a huge track, so maybe we'll throw the same setup in there, and hopefully we have the same result.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to? Wait a second. In the words of Dean, I gotta imitate him for Super Dirt Week. Everybody get ready, get ready, get ready.
First, I got to thank my parents and grandparents for watching and supporting all the guys down at the Crate Sim Racing Team and the Can-Am Racing Team. I got to thank Andy down at A&J Custom Creations, Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding, and Preston at Epsilon Sprint Wraps for making this new wrap for me and making all my cars look pretty. And of course, I got to give a shout out to Galen's Gourmet Popcorn.
Oh.
They got some new Halloween flavors out, and when you're checking that out, don't forget to use code CART for 15% off of your order.
Okay.
And I got to thank you guys for putting this broadcast on.
Oh, I gotta love those. Gotta love that Galen's. So,
Oh,
alrighty,
yeah.
we'll let you go. Congratulations, win number 2 on the season for you, man. Well done.
Thanks, Marty.
Blake Chapman, your winner tonight here at the Weedsport Speedway. Congratulations to him on a job well done. As we wrap things up, Dino, he misses you. We got to do it. It's time for Buddy. Look at him. Look how sad he is next to a black monitor. He misses him, Brandon. So, all right, we're getting ready to go here for GT3, so we'll be signing off in just a bit. I'll be watching the Monday Night Football game while packing up for the rest of the week. Brandon, final thoughts on the night tonight?
Yeah, Weedsport, always a fun track, very technical, of course. Just takes a little bit of practice to get used to, but overall, great racing on it, and it was a lot of fun to watch.
Alrighty. Well, that's going to do it here for us this evening. Thanks for joining us tonight on another edition of Monday Night Madness. Next week, we'll be with you at Lucas Oil Speedway in Wheatland, Missouri. On behalf of everybody at the Coast to Coast Racing Network, Roger Craig, Preston Kramer, the fine group of admins and the drivers and sponsors. On behalf of Isaac Solis and Brandon Dittmer, Marty Sakala signing off. Congrats to your winners tonight. Isaac Solis and the Rebels, Blake Chapman and the Renegades. So long, everyone.